leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? They circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives.
Live
here on Strong Island Television, from Paradise Studios, on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. I'm in the basement in Belmore next to my wonderful Greek neighbors. There's my grandson's bathing suit. Look how cute a little kid's bathing suit is. Aren't they like so cute? You know,
That's cute.
Like any little clothes, little undies. Look, Paul is handing me the laundry. Little undies, they're so freaking cute, right? And then they reach a certain age where they're not cute anymore. You've been a while since you had little kids running around. Your kids are how old now, John?
My daughter is 16 and my son is 13.
Whoa, 16-year-old daughter, God bless. What kind of medications are you taking at this point?
I'm taking a whole suite of cocktail of medications.
Oh, my God. 16. Don't worry.
It gets worse, right?
No, don't worry. They grow out of that by the time they're 30. Oh, my God.
I'm seeing an entire team of psychiatrists.
Oh, boy. Is it exhausting? It
is. You know what's amazing, John, is that my daughter, all the years I spent in school and in training and in life and experience, she knows so much more than me, and she hasn't done any of those things. It's incredible.
Kids are amazing. But I don't know if you saw my Facebook post the other day. I was walking with my daughter on the boardwalk at the beach, and that's why I look so tan and handsome.
Nice.
I was walking with my daughter, and she was talking about my iPod. Oh, they bought me a new iPod. I needed music.
Let's see.
New iPod, right?
Nice.
And I found my Christmas present from 3 years ago. It was under the bed in the basement. My speaker, because I told them to buy me one. They go, we bought you one for Christmas. We found it. Very excited about music. And I said to my daughter, we're walking along, and she says, well, what kind of music are you going to put on there, Dad? I says, well, to tell you the truth, Olivia, I have a very eclectic mix. And if the word came out of my mouth, I'm like, what? Did that work? Did that make sense? Did eclectic fit there? It was a long word for me. I actually felt like I pulled something using the word. It was very scary to me. So she's like, what? And immediately she goes, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. That word doesn't belong there. I go, you know what?
Sounded good, though.
I think it does. And we looked
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Look up eclectic.
I'm going to look it up.
I was like, home run? I knocked it out of the park, and I didn't speak for the rest of the day because I knew I'd say something stupid sooner or later. So,
style and taste from a broad and diverse range of sources. What's wrong with that? Word works perfectly.
Perfect.
That was perfect. You put an SAT word right where it had to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first time in about a year, I used the word properly. That was more than 4 letters.
Well, how many songs do you have on your iPod? And I'm going to tell you how many I have on
my eclectic mix, John.
The eclectic mix. How many songs?
Got it. Well, I'm climbing. See, I love my music. Lord knows that I love my music. I never gonna take my... I love my music, and it gets me going, but I'm never listening to music anymore since the radio broke a few years ago in the kitchen. So now I have the Alexa in the house.
Right.
So I can play hey, play Beatles, whatever. But I wanted my mix. So what do I have on my mix? You got to have some James Taylor. You got to have some Jackson Brown. Sorry, got to have it.
Yeah, but how many songs do you have, though? How many do you think you have?
I only started the mix the other day. I only have about 200.
200?
200.
So I'm going to tell you a funny thing. I have had about 350 songs ever since I've gotten the iPod/iPhone.
Yeah,
and it really hasn't moved much. I add one here and there, and that's it. I really don't add much. I've got my 80s.
You got to put Paper Rings on there. The new Taylor Swift song. Vincent loves that song. My grandson. Well, Olivia, I love the old Taylor Swift. but it's like a throwback Taylor Swift, very fun, upbeat song. You going like this in the car, you know. And what about the new Lady Gaga? Beyonce knows Lady Gaga and
you listen to that stuff? I don't listen to that. I listen to like Genesis.
I do because I'm very hip. You look at me and you go,
very hip. I have old songs.
And here's the problem. I use the mix for the shows, and I haven't had a new mix in like 4 years. So a few of the shows, people have been coming up to me and going, "Hey, bro, it's the same mix you had 2 years ago. Did you get something new?" Because
that was a good Steve Oliver impression.
Boom, shakalaka.
It sounded like Steve Oliver.
Boom, boom, shakalak, boom, boom. I have that old song. That used to be my my theme song. You know, we're not allowed to do original songs. I sing it so good they may cut us off right there. You see how good I say that? Boom, boom.
Now, if you do it quick, it won't cut you off. But I think the audience might drop off if you sing too much.
I'm a good singer, so people might tune in and go, "Oh my God, he's playing the original." You know. So that's that. I got the mix. What else did I want to talk about? Match Game. There's some confusion now with Match Game that I'm not.
Match Game.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be on July 26th. I've been telling everybody I'm on Match Game July 26th.
And what happened? They changed the schedule on you?
Well, I'm probably going to get thrown off the friggin' show at this point. I got the check in the mail the other day, right? I got the check.
Yeah.
So I go July 26th. And then today I went back and forth with one of the producers, and they're like, "Oh, no, we're showing a rerun that night. I don't know who told you that." Now I got to give the guy up who told me it, the poor slob. You know, I gave him up in a heartbeat, though. So I gave.
Wow, you folded under questioning.
I didn't even fold. I'm like, this idiot told me. So we don't know when Johnny's going to be on Match Game, but hopefully in August then.
Well, if we all set our DVRs for every episode, then we'll make sure we catch it.
Well, that's what I have it. But I wanted to do an online fun thing with it, a Zoom thing where we have people answering the questions before, and we'll give out a little prize and a little fundraiser, and so we'll figure that out. Who was the original host of Match Game? The guy with the Keith
long...
Rayburn. What's wrong with you? You're young.
Mic.
With
the mic was like this. It was a thin mic. It was like this long. I'm not that young. I remember. I just don't remember the name.
The tradition.
What, the microphone?
Yes.
Really? That little microphone.
Yes.
Wow.
And let me tell you something. He's a home run. That show, you have to watch it because they're funny. They're drinking, so they're tipsy. They're dirty. That's why it's on 10 o'clock at night. It's not like they get out of the chairs. They run around. It's a crazy show. A lot of fun.
Can I tell you something about game shows, though, in general, especially the ones that were on in the 70s and the 80s?
They were fixed.
They really don't give a sugar about the guest. It's all about the stars. They hardly even let the guests talk. And then when the guests, and you know what they despise? When you call the host by his first name. Because they're like, it's like, hey, we're not tight, dude. It's like, don't call me Bert. You know,
well, I can tell you,
they treat the guests like they're a nobody.
I can tell you, if this gets people to watch, I made a total ass of myself.
People.
Yeah, very proud of it. On national TV, I said I'm going for it, and I made a total ass of myself. But I won a few bucks. But here's what I get pissed off is, you know, $2,000, $5,000, $20,000. That's a lot of money to us.
Yeah.
Give me an answer. Look at this. Sister's Garden. Oh, my sister-in-law's garden. Zucchini. What is that? Zucchini? Zucchini.
Tons of them.
Wow. What can we make with that? We can make
tons of them upstairs.
Go make something quick and
cucumbers.
See what you can make by the end of the show, Paula. Go and bring it down, and I'll leave you. Go.
Bend over.
She's got 51 minutes.
Go.
51 minutes.
Okay.
So
here's contact information for comedy.
Oh, jeez, what's that? So what was I saying? Oh, so you want to win money? So you give a legitimate answer, and they come up with an answer that's stupid because they want to get a funny response.
Right, exactly.
Because they're drinking, you know, and they're told not to do that.
Right.
Because it means something to us. I also, in the room, when there was all these people in the room, all the contestants, because you didn't know if you were going to get on that day. It was a ton, maybe about 30 of us in the room, and they're taping, I don't know, 6 shows maybe. So I raised my hand and I go, could you explain who some of these stars are?
Oh.
And he goes, no, we get that question a lot. We will go over each one in detail if you don't know who they are. Because, I'm not a Broadway guy, so there might be a Broadway star,
Right.
I knew a few of them. The guy from This Is Us.
Was Charles Nelson Riley there? He's on all the
Charles
game
Nelson
shows.
Riley was not there, but that would have been nice. That would have been nice. And they did a little something. You'll see if it gets on, a little special thing for me. They ask you, what you want to play for, and
Right.
It was. They really did a good job. It was a fun experience, and I made an ass of myself.
So everybody tune in, check your listings, and tune into the John Larocchia match game episode.
I would start if you really want to watch me, if you really care. Listen, a lot of people don't care. They're like, I don't care. But if you really want to watch me on Match Game, I would do the Match Game. It's not a big deal. Set the DVR every Sunday night, 10 o'clock. But we're going to do something here on Zoom. Hopefully they'll tell me before it airs. Not like, oh, you're on tonight, or you were on last night.
Well, we should start taping it just to make sure, because
I am.
Because the schedules change. Who knows what could happen?
Well, see if she gets back to me tomorrow, and I'll know more. I got a haircut. I ventured into a barbershop. I didn't think I was going to do it, and I walked into there was two of them in town here in Belmore, and I walked into one. There was nobody in there, and as I walked in, the guy with a foreign accent said to me, "Did you make a reservation?" I go, "Bro, there's nobody in here. How about you want me to go outside? I'll call from the front door and open up again. There's nobody in here. Make a reservation. Should I make it?" He goes, "Well, we're supposed to." Okay, I'll go outside. Give me 30 seconds. Are you kidding me? So I sat down, and he had on a mask, and I had on a mask. The plastic. I felt pretty safe. I felt pretty.
You know what? I got a haircut recently too, and that's the only time I've been out of my house really. And I'm still afraid. I'll be honest with you, because people aren't wearing the masks.
Well, again, as I always say, we're not political on the show, and I don't think this is political. This is
I don't.
This is
caring about.
What do you got? A Met one?
I haven't met one.
I would like to know, as a hazmat responder, what the protection factor is of those masks, because they're
they're not very high. But you know what though? Two masks together, regardless of type, reduce the outbound spread. It'll slow it and reduce the range.
Here's the question you asked.
But the N95 and the surgical masks are better.
Yeah,
those are okay.
I got the N95 here. But here's the question you ask as a hazmat responder. Yep. What number is the protection factor? So if they can give you the protection factor, an SCBA is 10,000 and an APR is 5,000, I think. I'll tell you
the numbers right now.
What is it?
A real N95, the ones that are made to the specs, is 95%.
I think they're 100, right?
Oh, close to between 95 or whatever. A surgical mask, I think, is about 70%. But here's the thing. You and I both wearing surgical masks, it's 1.5% chance of transmission now. Because now neither one of us is emitting.
Yes, but here's what you need to do to make it better for you. I don't do this, but I think you should do this. You put the two masks on, and then you do what every hazmat and fireman do. You take some duct tape, and you wrap it around your face about 10 times.
Right.
You wrap it around your nose, your mouth, covers your ears, eyes, pick a little hole. You'll be good.
Right.
You'll be
good.
You'll be good.
So I actually when it first started, I was wearing a surgical mask over my N95 because I had that one with the exhalation valve. Yeah. Now I wear this over the N95. I did. This is just as good.
That's good. That's good.
And I got it in home and alternate home.
They're more comfortable. Now, when Paula's back in the hospital, she's working in the hospital, so she gears herself up. She wraps herself up. And when
that's different. You're definitely in a confirmed COVID.
Yeah, she wears the hat thing,
the face shield,
the face shield, and then a Tyvek suit or whatever. And when she comes out of work, I can actually, like a top, pull everything off, and she kind of spins in the street. And then we throw her in the back of the car, and we spray her down, and then we bring her home.
Can I ask you something as a hazmat person?
Yes. Hopefully, I have the answer. If
They're
not,
talking about certain air conditioning units with a HEPA something filtration.
Right.
But what does that do if the people are breathing right next to each other? I mean, how does that?
No,
Nothing.
nothing. But that's not the point. If somebody breathes in the room, and HEPA filters are more for particulates. Somebody breathes in the room and they leave. Now.
I see.
You come walking in the door. I mean, I think MacArthur Airport was one of the first ones to get those new things, those new type of filters. I think it works with what's the light? Like blue
UV light.
UV light. They have a bunch of them at the airport. That's the new thing.
Yeah, they say that kills the virus. I saw somebody in the medical field. They were selling them to barbers and to people that basically you put the stuff on these UV lights and it disinfects. That they're doing that with the subways now too. Now that in a couple of years they're going to have one where people can be in the subway when the UV light is. It's going to be a different UV light. They're working on the technology. They think they're about 2 years away.
Cool.
And you'll be able to disinfect in real time, not during a maintenance, but all the time. That'd be fantastic. If it works, I don't know. I have no idea if it works.
I want to go out one day. I want you to join me, and I want to play some disc golf. I ordered some disc golf. You know
disc? No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's golf with frisbees is pretty much what it is, but they're not frisbees. They look like frisbees. They're discs. You actually have, from what I'm reading up on it, a disc that goes really far, another disc that's more accurate, maybe closer, another disc for putting, and it's a big cage. It's like this high, and it's a cage with chains. And when the disc hits it, it goes in, so it's above the ground. That's your hole, so to speak. I'm supposed to play on Friday in Pennsylvania, as I call it, Pennsylvania.
Where do you play this? Where do you play this?
Hexia Park.
Oh, Hexia.
So I would like you to join me in a round of disc golf.
Yeah, well, like Pierce Brosnan said in the Thomas Crown Affair, it's a Saturday morning. What else are we going to do?
Yeah, and it's a nice little, you get out there, you walk, you're in the fresh air, you get some ticks.
Oh, yeah, Hexia had the ticks, John.
Big tick here.
Big ticks. It was an uptick in tick traffic.
Yes, there was. A few other things I wanted to bring up front. Tomorrow is my day to watch my grandson. I have to get now mentally prepared.
And videos, yes.
Mentally prepared and get a good night's sleep. I have to do a whole preparation now because he's at the point where he's exhausting, and I'm older. I'm not the dad, even though at the park the other day, a very nice woman whose husband is a cop. She had 2 kids. We were talking, and she says, "Hey, what school does your son go to?" And I went, "Oh yeah, baby, I'm the grandpa." I did this dance. I called my son right away. I said, "It happened again." Boop, 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 boop. So, but he's exhausting now. I mean, and he loves cars. He knows everything about cars. Where's the gas tank? Where's the gas tank? Where's the button? Does it have a button? How you fill it up? Where's the hazard lights? Every freaking car, he wants to get in. He wants to play.
He can help me with my car.
What kind of car you have?
I have a Buick Regal Tourex that unfortunately my wife got it. She inherited it from her uncle who passed. But we took the car and we couldn't figure out how to put gas in it because I'm looking for the gas cap. There's no gas cap anymore.
Yeah.
You go directly into the tank like an Indy 500 car.
Correct.
There's no cap though. There's nothing to unscrew.
I have one of those.
Yeah, I never saw that before. See, all my cars are old. They're like 14, 15 years old. All the cars are old. This car now is it's like going from like a World War II airplane to the Joint Strike Fighter. It's like a whole upgrade.
CBS?
How much are those? How much are those?
I don't know. Paula when we go there, she just buys stuff. She buys
it's like $10.
She gets some from every aisle. You know what I mean? Medications and stuff from every aisle. We don't need it, whatever. She just buys one thing from every aisle. And there's 18 aisles in CVS. Let's go to a commercial, and we'll come back with Darcie if she's here.
Hi, I'm Michael Barish, managing partner of Barish, McGarry, Salzman and Penson. We are honored to represent over 11,000 people in the 9/11 community. The people who work at my law firm can really relate to what the 9/11 community is going through because they're going through it too.
So my dad's name was Billy Gormley, and he was a fireman on 9/11.
My father also was a firefighter, and he did report down there as well on 9/11.
My dad, Alan, worked on the 104th floor of the second tower. He was an IT technician.
My father was a fire inspector.
My husband, his name is David Velez. He was a detective with the NYPD. And if I can help anybody that is going through exactly what I have gone through for the last 17, 18 years and make their life just a little bit better, then you know what? I love coming to work every single day.
You know, this is a genuine office. Like, people are really sincere.
The best part of my job is the clients. Every once in a while you'll hear in their voice how grateful they are for the work that we do.
We take this personally, and we will not rest unless we help everybody we can before this Victim Compensation Fund ends in 2 years. And we will be fighting to get this thing extended past 2020 because cancer isn't going to stop afflicting the 9/11 community.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives Lives. I'm still in my basement next to my beautiful Greek neighbors. Brought me some feta cheese the other day. They're such good people. Very nice. And we have on the lovely and beautiful John Santo. No, Darcie Scauso. Stop that. There she is. I just love her, Darcie. She knows this. We're trying not to get too mushy. But Darcie is the daughter of Dennis Scauso, who I used to work with at FDNY Hazmat 1, who was lost on 9/11. And I love this family. I love them all. And we don't see each other enough.
No.
Everybody's busy. But thank you for taking the time to come on tonight.
Anytime. It's totally my pleasure.
I wanted to bring you on for a few reasons. You are working now. You working in a hair salon? I don't know the term these days, and I don't want to insult anybody because I was walking Merrick this afternoon, and John knows I insult people on a regular basis, not because I'm mean, because I'm stupid, because I'm just a freaking idiot. So there was a place. Listen to this, Darcie, on Merrick Avenue called hair. I don't even know what but no salon in the title.
Okay.
No salon.
Barber?
They just, what's that?
Barber?
No. No. Massage parlor? Massage parlor? No. And
did it have a pole?
No.
That's different too.
It was a fancy place with good-looking girls like Darcie. Now those places all have the attractive ladies working. And I didn't know that they were there for 2 years. They just got the store next door and expanded. They're doing like eyebrow things now, whatever. So
every salon is totally different. Some people will say beauty salon. There are like semi-controversial issues with titling because every salon offers so many different things. Some are just hair. Right. Some are just hair waxing and so forth. Some are just hair waxing and nails. So the titling gets a little...
Well, here's how stupid I was. So I opened the door.
Oh, this is going to be good.
The first thing I say to her, it was only the owner in there, a woman in her 30s, very attractive girl.
You probably asked for highlights, a perm, right?
No. I said to her, congratulations on your opening. And she says, we've been here for 2 years.
Oh, but you meant the reopening. You meant the...
No, because they added the store next door. It was the
Oh.
So then I said,
they have a re-grand opening. I don't know if you've ever seen that before.
Yes.
When they do expand. So I don't think that was a terrible thing to say.
It wasn't.
No.
It was very nice. And I started talking to her about, I want to do a show. This is one of the things I want to work on with beauty salons for a military charity where they sell. I don't want any money as sponsorship. I just want them to sell tickets to their customers, and come to the event. We'll raise some money for a military charity. Anyway, you know, a lot of
John.
Yeah,
John, on the Larocchia scale of silly things to say,
yes.
that was pretty low. That wasn't that bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Wait till you see what I said on Match Game. Then you'll be really, that was on national TV. So
okay,
I'm going to be on Match Game, Darcie. Going to be on Match Game with Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you a little nervous?
I was not. No, I taped it last July.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. You didn't tell any of us.
Well, I'm telling you now, and I'm going to be on, and I'm going to win $1 million. I won.
It's a little late.
I know.
That's why you got that Lamborghini. That's why you have the Lamborghini now.
The
Laughter Saves Lives Lamborghini.
You didn't take the Scausos for a ride?
I won $1 million. Nah, they don't.
Wait until Hazmat hears this.
The top prize, Darcie, is $25,000. So I couldn't win that much.
That's
and
not even a tax on a Lamborghini.
Then I got a flat after the show.
No.
The guy drove my car out of the garage and brought it up, and I drove it like 2 feet, and I'm like, the tire's flat. So I went back into the garage, and I said, bro, I go, tire's flat. And he goes, oh, it's probably that way when you brought it in. I looked at him, and I said, listen, here's the deal. You know and I know you're screwing me right now. I go, there's nothing I can do, but you're screwing me. You know it, and I know it. And I walked out.
Why were you in your own car?
Yeah.
They're going to be in a limo?
They don't send a car for the guest, for the contestant?
They you know what? They might have, because they flew some people in, so they might have.
I always thought it was all accommodations paid. That's what they show on TV.
I didn't ask.
You're
So
hitchhiking to the
let's
You missed your Lamborghini experience.
I'm gonna hide that. I'm hiding that.
You're probably looking at your flat tire when the Lamborghini zoomed by.
Darcie, so how is it being back to work? You know, you guys are one of the businesses that everybody was waiting to open up, a hair salon, right?
Yeah.
So tell us what it's like. How is it going? Are you getting used to it?
It took a little while. You know, we're a couple weeks in.
Right.
I will say my first week, not that I showed it at work, but I did have migraines the first 2 days. It's complicated wearing that mask for all day long. Plus, you know, we have blow dryers, so the hot air is going down your throat, and you're like capturing it with a mask over your face.
Right.
You're not getting much breaks, or let me say, like the hairdresser itself. Like for me, it's complicated for me to take breaks because we feel bad. It was a lot. It's a lot to deal with and navigate. You're following every guideline. You're cleaning every chair, every comb. You're spritzing down every brush in between every client. It's a lot. It adds on, I want to say, a good 30 to 45 minutes between every client. Luckily,
between clients.
Wow.
After every single client, you have to.
You know what you could? Can't you do like if I went with John? Could we sit on the same chair and you could, you know, do our hair together like two of us at the same time? That would save time, John.
No. There's 6 feet in between each chair. We're wearing eye protective. You're wearing a face mask.
Wow.
Changing
and you're backed up, right? There's people that have been wanting you, right?
Yeah,
so,
I'm very lucky, though, I have to say. I have, and if any of them are watching, I have the most amazing clientele ever. I mean, even when we get a new receptionist or new assistant, they always come up to me and they're always like, your clientele is the nicest people. So I have been...
Because you attract that. That has to do with you also, though.
It does. It does. But if it wasn't for them, it would go a lot rockier and tougher. I'm not saying that I didn't have to ease my way into it. I was very nervous going into it and starting up. But having the clientele that I do, it's been nothing but phenomenal to see everybody again and to be back at work. It eased so much anxiety for them and for me.
Yeah, that's part of it. I have to say that if John and you cut hair, that I would be more apt to go to you.
Really?
That's how you get good clientele.
What if I trained him?
Then I would still go to you. Because he'd have Met combs, Met gear, Met. Look, he's wearing a Laughter Saves Lives shirt. I'm so excited.
You are covered.
He's got Met undies on. If he stood up right now, he's in his undies in the Mets. I'm telling you right now.
No, for humanitarian reasons, I won't do that. But I saw you don't, John. I saw you don't mess with the Zohan. So I would just do my Adam Sandler impression. I'd be like, I want to cut hair. I want to cut hair.
So all right. So everything is getting back into the swing. How is the place itself? Are they they're good? Are they struggling or?
They're amazing. I mean, I think everybody's struggling in my field a little bit. You know, hairdressers too, but hairdresser is such a heart and soul industry. So at the end of the day, even if you're in a huge chain, you know, mine's a chain. It's not very huge, but it's a pretty big chain. Everybody's there for each other. Everybody tries and jumps in to grab one another. The clientele too, you know, for every hairdresser, it's like my extended family, you know, like I can't express it. So really once you're in it and you're in the swing of things, it eases a lot. I'm not saying it's not hard, but they're definitely the reason I wake up and keep going. They make me smile. They're awesome. I have a great clientele, and even my coworkers. For me, I think it worked out, and it didn't work out because we lost a lot of hairdressers, and we lost some employees. You know, with every pandemic, it makes people sit back and reconsider their whole life. You know, like, what am I doing with my job? Maybe I shouldn't take this position. Maybe I should move a position. Right. So right before this, we lost a few, and we kind of got a little empty, which made it easier to spread out.
Well, I was going to say, you can only less people can work now, right?
Yes. So I brought on my best friend, which I was trying to bring in there for a while. So it's me, her, and my two bosses. Sometimes it's just the one boss, and it's really awesome. It's a huge salon. Like, we really spread out. We have fun, and we really all have good chemistry. It's almost like a marriage. You really have to have good vibes and know how to work. Like, where I'm lacking, do you pick up? And you gotta make a flow. So getting back into this, I think there was a little bit of tension from everybody. Not in anger way, just the uneasiness. Yeah. So it was just finding our groove again. But it honestly was like getting back on a bike. It's been.
So Darcie, I'm gonna name drop. I met Vidal Sassoon once, and I have a problem with my hair. If I don't keep my hair short,
Vidal Sassoon.
That was not
Sassoon. It was Vidal Sassoon.
That was Vidal
He knows how to pronounce it.
I met Vidal Sassoon.
That was
anyway, it was in the late '80s. Anyway, so if I have to keep my hair relatively short, otherwise it curls up and it comes out of my hat, and I look like a '70s baseball player, like on the Bedouins Bears.
You know,
so
that's an in thing. Some guys like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I look like George Washington with the curls. Anyway, so I said to Vidal, I said, I need a good gel to keep my hair manageable, and he said, it is you that controls your hair, not your hair that controls you. He had the best gel.
That is the most accurate statement I've ever heard in my whole life.
You can use that because Vidal gave it to me. I give it to you.
I do honestly use that often, maybe not word to word, but it's very true. Go with the natural. Don't go against it. It's once you fight against the grain, that's when you have issues.
All right,
I'm
now
going to say it one more time for the audience. It is you that controls your hair, not your hair that controls you.
All right, here's my question. Here's my question to the lovely Darcie. I got the salt and pepper going on. More salt than pepper.
Well, I'll tell you.
A lot of salt.
Should I dye it?
Girl, no.
Red or blue or something?
No. If you want to dye it, there is men's hair dye. And there are a couple different companies that make a fabulous formula for it. And all it does is just even it out. So let's say you're somebody who just gets a little bit more white around your ears or right in front of your ears, and you're like darker everywhere else. It'll just balance it out so it blends a little nicer. But honestly, men come in gray so much nicer than women. I've never met a man
that's true.
A woman's roots coming in and you're like, oh my God. But for a girl looking at a guy, they like the bald, they like the gray. It makes you look a little bit more like refined.
Well, I need all the help.
You know what?
I need all the help I can get.
Oh, you got the whole package.
I'm a little.
Hold, Mr. Santo. Mr. Santo.
What happened?
Darcie, can you just repeat the last line you said?
He's got the whole package.
You stepped on that, Santo. You stepped on that.
I'm sorry.
The whole package.
Oh, that Darcie.
I'm like 3 seconds behind. I apologize.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure you didn't step on that.
But because men, John and I's age, are a little self-conscious about the gray. Because, I saw that Dennis Quaid's wife is like 39 years younger than him. And so my girlfriend is only 5 years younger, but I'm a little self-conscious. But it drives my wife crazy that my girlfriend is 5 years younger. She loses her mind. But can I dye my hair?
You can. You really can. But what's 5 years? That's nothing.
No, the joke is...
I'll talk to your wife. I'll talk to your wife.
No, the joke is that if Dennis Quaid's wife is 39 years younger than him, why does my wife get mad that my girlfriend's 5 years? That's the joke.
God bless him.
Like my wife would get mad no matter what age my girlfriend. That's the... Anyway, moving right along.
Can I just throw a quick plug in? Fire News. Fire News is going to be doing Fire News is going to be doing a story on us. And they're also going to be running ads for
on our hair. On our hair?
No, I'm just ADDing. I'm just doing my ADD thing in the middle of a sentence.
Tell me. Going to do a story. Oh,
no, they're going to be doing a story on us, Fire News, and I wanted to give a plug to Worth a Shot Entertainment, who's one of our sponsors, and has been getting business. They're getting parties, social distancing, doing the whole thing, but they're getting some work, and I'm excited. She says she's busier than she thought she was going to be. So to Jennifer over there at Worth a Shot Events, good for you. Good for you. Because we want to see people going back to work, Darcie. We want to see people going back to work. We want to see people making money. Wear your freaking masks. Wear your mask. As a emergency responder, well, I'm not anymore, because people look at me and go...
once you are, you always are.
Well, people sometimes look at me and they go, are you still a fireman? And I go, do you want this responding to your house?
Firemen don't
wear it during the show.
But,
they don't retire, you know that.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that as an emergency responder, you always try to protect life. So when I see people debating whether you're wearing a mask or not, you're protecting Darcie. You're not protecting yourself. You're protecting your grandma. You're protecting your family. Wear the friggin' masks. Yep. Stop being lazy. Stop being selfish. It makes me kooky with everything that's going on around the country. Wear your mask. Anyway.
Did you hear what Tony Soprano said about the masks?
I think you're going to tell me.
He said, wear a mask or wear a cast.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that.
Bobby, do we have Eddie in the room yet?
We do not, no.
Okay, let's go to commercial break, and we'll come back with Darcie, and we'll see if Eddie's in or not.
Every once in a while, I come across a product I have to tell people about. LifeVac is one of them. Now, each year, 5,000 people choke to death. LifeVac can stop these senseless tragedies. It's so easy to use. You simply place, push, and pull. You'll never regret having a LifeVac. Please visit lifevac.net today to protect you and your loved ones.
Jack, put your phone away. We're having dinner.
Hey, guys.
Hi, how you doing?
What can I get you?
You guys want appetizers?
For some reason, I just got a craving for smoked meat.
Well, you ordered something already. The menu hasn't changed. You looked at it 3 times.
I don't know what I want yet.
I wanted chicken, but I think it's blackened, so I'll just have a burger.
How'd you like that cooked?
Medium.
Do you have any specials?
Specials? Boss, what are specials?
What's the matter? You don't know the specials?
Look at this smoke.
What smoke?
We gotta get these dumps clean.
Nah, they're fine.
You know what? We're just gonna take our order to go, okay?
In business since 2003, MCN Duct Cleaning is the result of many years of research and continuing education. Realizing the need to provide a safer and cleaner environment for families on Long Island, MCN services both residential and commercial properties by cleaning dryer vents, fireplaces, HVAC systems, and so much more. This not only improves air quality, but it could also reduce your energy bills by making things run more efficiently. So, if you want to make your house or business safer and cut down on your bills in the process, give our friend Matt over at MCN a call now.
Is that steak well done?
Maybe call a little bit sooner than these guys did.
Let us know when Eddie Clark comes in, Bobby. If he comes in, because who knows? John may have given him the wrong link, but I don't think so. No, because I gave it to you also at the same time, Santo, right?
Yeah, but it was. I think it was the wrong one. That's what I was saying.
No,
I'll message him.
All right, message. Good idea. Good idea. So Darcie's also a parent. We were talking about that on the break. We had some school teachers on 2 weeks ago talking about the difficulties that they have had this semester. Let's take it from the other side. How old is your son?
He's 8. He'll be 9 in September.
All right. What's kind of funny is Vincent is in nursery school, I guess you say, and they tried to do some Zoom stuff.
Oh, forget that.
It was all over the place. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a hot mess.
No, it was a mess. How did your son do with this stuff?
I am lucky in some regards because my son struggles with a lot of learning disabilities. He's been in a tremendous amount of therapy since he was about 1. He literally excels when it comes to like doing homework and he loves math, he loves science, he loves the challenge. So in that regard, I was fine. But on the terms of having learning disabilities and having therapists over the internet, it's very difficult. I can't work a child out.
Yeah.
So those things are the challenging part, and socializing is his biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a huge factor because, I don't want to see him regress, but you can only do so much.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned the word therapy. I haven't gone to therapy since after 9/11. I went extensively, and I was having a really bad week this week. And I actually did an online therapy session with one of the World Trade Center therapists. And I just wanted to give a shout out to all the firemen out there and cops who are struggling with anything. There are resources out there, and use them. Sometimes when you're in your darkest moment, it's hard to climb out of that.
Yeah.
I had a bad week, and I was trying to climb out of it and fight out of it. And I was even going to cancel the show tonight. And all my followers who watch it on a regular basis said, "Yeah, please give us a break." But then I said, "No,
no way.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the show." And Darcie and John were nice enough to jump on in the last minute, so I appreciate that, guys.
I think the most important thing, and like even going back to my son, when you're in that moment, and I think with 9/11, there's so much like almost PTSD that it pulls you right back into that. When you're in a pandemic, and I have a lot of friends that are police officers in the city and firemen in the city still. It pulls you right back into a different mindset, and you don't even sometimes realize, like quickstand, how you're getting sucked in. And
very good. Yes.
For my son, I go, wake up. I don't want to talk to you. Make your bed, and then we'll talk. And he knows. And in the morning, that's what he does. And even for me, like I wake up, I shower, I try to at least do my hair or put something on, because if I could do one thing at the end of the day, at least I did that.
Right.
But that's right. Piece, and having that schedule, like even just for a son unrelated to 9/11 or anything, of trauma, that schedule is everything. I joke with clients even now when I see them, and I'm like, I can't even ask you what's new because you've been quarantined. So it's just another day in March.
When you make your bed, you've already made an accomplishment in the beginning of the day. You've already accomplished something.
And even at night.
You see your bed and you've already accomplished it.
I was talking to Salerno today, John Salerno, retired NYPD out in California, Texas today, because he's big with post-traumatic stress and doing a lot of research on it. He struggled with it. And I called him because he's good with this stuff, and I knew I'd have another therapy session, so to speak. And we both said, when you're going through a lot, like he said to me, do you think about 9/11 a lot? And I said, no, I really don't. But I think when other things get on your plate, without you even realizing it, that is still on your shoulders.
Yep.
Even though you've tried your best to go through life with this whole burden of 9/11. But when there's a lot of other things on your shoulders, all of a sudden, now you feel that. Maybe you don't even realize that's what it is.
Sometimes it takes somebody saying that for you to be like, oh,
yeah,
connection.
Yeah.
I think too, you can get so skilled at therapy. I mean, I was in college for social work also because they pushed me into it. A lot of people did. And I think sometimes because you go through so much trauma, you become almost good at it, but it doesn't mean that's what you want to do. But you can become so educated and so skilled, you don't even realize that you're having anything affect you. Yeah. I mean, my therapist this morning was joking with me because I kept saying for a good solid month, I think I'm allergic to something. My throat feels fuzzy, like I can't swallow. My tongue feels hairy, and at work it felt like that. I kept saying it to everybody. And my therapist will laugh at me. He goes, "That's anxiety. Wake up." He's like, "You're allergic to anxiety." And now it's a joke. He tells everybody, "I have a girl who's allergic to anxiety." Because you go in denial mode. You're on survivor mode. So you just keep going. And you don't realize it's literally catching up to you, and it's just going to drown you.
Yeah, I want to have you. We'll have you on again. I want to talk more about that stuff.
Eddie's coming in now. I made contact with Eddie.
Oh, all right. John, quick. Baseball's starting up, Darcie. I don't know if you're excited about this, but we are because it's just a distraction, and we're big baseball fans. We've gone to a lot of it. We were at spring training and stuff.
We're big baseball fans.
There's Eddie Clark.
There he is.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
You gave me the wrong number, dude.
I don't know how. I copied Bobby's.
Isn't that what girls do when they don't want to go on a second date?
There you go. That's right. Gave me the wrong number.
Good point. It's a very wise young lady. So in that case,
coming from an Italian family, you just leave like the last 2 digits. You leave it all right except the last 2. You just put like
Eddie should be more familiar about that than me. Eddie.
Exactly.
Well, I became worried when Eddie didn't join, so I said, let's just make sure he has the right number, just as a precaution.
That was a good call because I kept going back and forth, and I said, well, maybe he'll just hit me up or something. And then, of course, John didn't contact me.
Well, he said he would. Eddie, are you a baseball fan?
I love baseball.
First of all, thanks for coming on tonight at the last minute, and I thank Darcie and John already.
Eddie, it's nice to meet you. I've never met you, but it's nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hey, nice to be met.
Yeah, Eddie is a headline comic. He's a very funny man, and he's going to be part of the new Laughter Saves Lives Heroes Tour. Cops, firemen, military, and healthcare professionals doing our thing, raising money for those charities. I should have a schedule of the first few shows soon, Eddie. What do you think about, unless you had something else to talk about, particularly about the sports coming back, and you have any funny about that? Because John hasn't been that funny, and we need to get some funny before we're done.
Step it up.
See,
Don't make me do my
funnier than
combo.
John.
I tell you, one of the things I'm glad that sports is coming back because the thing about it is with everybody acting as crazy they've been acting, given all the social situations we've been having the last couple of months. The next time, me personally, the next time I want to see something white knocked around is a baseball. You know what I'm saying? That's good enough for me. Next time something black beats on something white, I want it to be a baseball. I'm tired of the rest of it. I'm tired. I'm actually starting to wear down. The thing is that, it's funny. In a couple of weeks, I turned 64. And I was sitting there thinking, I was sitting there.
64.
Yeah. And my wife doesn't look 33, but that's not the point. But one of the things is like, with all the things, I'm sure, John, you've seen it, man, all the stuff I've been trying to get involved in, especially the social issues and stuff. Everybody's so busy being serious about stuff, man. Yeah. We've totally forgotten, man, that we're, at the end of the day, man, maybe we need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
No matter how bad things have been, I refer back to Field of Dreams, where James Earl Jones is one line he says, he goes, no matter what has happened in this country, he goes, baseball has always marked the time. And you can holler about football being America's sport and basketball and golf. No, I don't want to hear it. At the end of the day, if you're a real American, man, what really counts to you, man, is watching those guys get on that, the 9 guys get in the field and that pitcher sitting there trying to stop that guy from hitting a home run, watching the great strikeout, watching the team thing, it's brought baseball, no matter what, is brought everybody together. And and that's why to all the sports, if we didn't bring back any other sport, the one sport I wanted to see back was baseball and women's synchronized swimming.
Yes.
And since Eddie brought up Field of Dreams, I have to
sport number 1 on the list and 58.
I have to do since Eddie brought up the James Earl Jones speech, I got to do my James Earl Jones.
I'm sure you do.
I'll do one line. I can't help it when he brings up.
Go ahead.
and they'll walk out to the bleachers and sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. They'll find their reserved seat somewhere along one of the baselines where they sat when they were children and cheered their heroes. I had to. I can't help it.
I was
James Earl. I remember James Earl Jones. He impressed me the first time I saw him. He used Visa.
I was hoping that wasn't going to be like a 5-minute speech you were reading there. I couldn't remember.
I just read an excerpt. Every time I see a cornfield in Pennsylvania, I have to say it. If you build it,
So that means you should all never go on a field trip with him or a road trip to
No.
Pennsylvania where
I've
there's
been
like
there.
a lot of farms.
Come on.
I've been in a car ride with him. It's like driving with 50 people. It's like driving with 50 people in the car.
1 sec.
Oh, with me? Yeah.
Hold on, Eddie's talking. Wait. Somebody on the phone, Eddie?
I think Eddie lost his audio.
I don't know.
Or he's bringing in aliens.
Can you hear us?
These days.
No,
Eddie's battery died. All right. Well, we'll wait till he gets back up. Darcie.
I'm back.
He's back. He's back. So, John, can I give you the 3 rule changes I think are going to make you get you aggravated?
All right. They're making rule changes, Darcie. I know you're probably not really up on this because you're.
Well, let's see what everybody thinks of these.
Well, I'm just saying
she's not up on it because she's a woman.
It's
She knows what she's doing.
She said that.
No,
He said that.
No, she said that. She
Wow.
said.
Get a wig on when you say that again?
Yes, I'm not doing it.
So, Darcie, I don't call it a man cave. I call it a fan cave.
All
Because we're very sensitive to the female sport. Many of them know more about sports than anybody, so we want to keep that fair.
Because right now, and you guys can get mad if you want, there's one baseball player. There's one haircut I don't want to cut, ever.
Ooh, which one?
Take a guess. Let's see if you can figure it out.
DeGrom.
No.
Well, he cut it already.
I'll give you a hint. Joe Dirt.
Who?
Joe
the
Dirt.
mullet. The mullet. The mullet.
I don't want to cut a mullet. I can't. It hurts my field. It hurts me.
By law, you're not allowed.
I don't know
New York,
who
you
created that,
can't.
but I think they were on drugs when they created that. But there is a baseball player who has a modern day mullet right now. Modern day. It's a cute mullet, I will say. It's the only mullet I would cut. And every kid I know grew out their hair during the pandemic, and it's all they want.
Mullets.
You know,
he's a baseball player. I don't know who he is.
So I have to do this list because I promised John I'd do this list.
John is going to read this list right now. But I just want to say I'm glad Eddie Darcie is he works at a hair salon, and I'm glad you two are on tonight because you probably would have never met if you weren't on tonight.
So these are 3 proposed rule changes that one of them John is going to hate the most. Let's see if you can figure out which one he's going to hate the most. So these are my 3 proposals. 1, an audio system for pitcher and catcher so that they can get analytics data read to them by the dugout in real time based on the pitch count. Because the analytical model changes drastically. Look at the difference in batting average based on strike zone. You can't see it. So it changes dramatically. So that's 1. 2, smart home plate with an electronic ball strike confirmation so that we have a better idea, like the U.S. Open, if the ball was over the plate or not.
I don't like
That's
that.
That's number 2.
Like that.
And then here's number 3. One challenge per inning.
No.
Plus.
No. Stop right there.
Plus 3 strikeout while looking challenges per game.
No. That's the one I hate.
And so you don't like that. And then the 4th one was a ball that is a home run ball that hits the foul pole. You get 1 bonus run. If the bases are loaded, you get 2 bonus.
No,
I'm kidding.
He's trying to piss me off. He's trying to piss me off. And Eddie's getting pissed off. Look at him.
Eddie's pissed off. So the list worked. I'm not for any of these. I'm just saying
that last one, not the joke one, but that last one.
But Eddie, you know what?
Challenges. Don't bring challenges to baseball, please. God, no.
You know what?
Which one will piss off John the most? Let's see if you guys can guess.
Challenges to baseball.
The strike zone.
The strike zone.
Yeah.
The smart or the challenges or the real time analytics for the pitcher.
Going with D, all of the above.
There you go.
That's the answer. She got it.
Well, all 3 of them are bad, but you said which one? And if I had to accept the other ones and let the one that would bother me is the challenges. I don't like the electronic strike zone either, but I can deal with that. But I can deal with challenges. That I just don't ruin. I'm sitting there. I've been there for 2 hours watching the game. I got just enough money to buy one more beer before the 7th inning. They tell me I can't get any more. I don't want to sit there and all of a sudden find myself sitting there for an hour while they try to figure out a champ. No, don't screw my. Look what they've done in basketball and football with that. Think about it. Think about it. The challenge thing is not the great. I understand get the call right, but my thing is what's happened. What's happened to the old time referees? The respect that you had for old time referees. I mean, guys like Mindy Rudolph in basketball. Mindy Rudolph was this old dude running around, but you know what? They didn't give him a whole lot of crap because guess what? When they reviewed it in the Hall of Fame, they had a thing up. Do you realize over 98% his calls were correct?
And you know what?
Wow.
You know what, Eddie? I believe in maybe some replays with football, but it's not a perfect world. It's not a perfect sport.
No.
Let them play. A lot of the fun and excitement of sport was having the manager go out there, turn back his hat, and go no.
Earl Weaver, baby. Earl Weaver, Billy Martin. First two to come to my mind. And I got news for you on something else, too, as far as I'm concerned. And I think electronics would have proven me out if it had happened. Jackie Robinson in that World Series against the Yankees, he was out.
Yep.
Yogi got him. He was out. If you take a good look at that, he was out.
That's what
the 56 World Series?
He was out, dude. Yeah. He was out. There was no question.
But you know what I like? I like this pitch to 3 people rule. You come in, you got to pitch to 3. And
3 people. Well, it's 3
why.
people at the end of the inning.
And here's why I like it. Because back in the day, there was no 100-mile-an-hour fireballs who came in to pitch to one batter. There was. So if I'm a starting pitcher, I got to pitch to lefties and righties. The relievers should do that too.
Yeah.
That's true. And basketball has some rules like that too.
Who?
In basketball, they have similar rules. Like I think it's just fair.
The 3-pointer they got.
Yeah.
So I feel bad because I just met Eddie and I made him mad and I was really just trying to piss off Larocchia.
Oh yeah.
I never liked you much anyway, so it doesn't matter.
There you go.
I was because John is a baseball purist, so I said, what like ridiculous rule changes can I come up with to aggravate Larocchia? I guess it worked because I aggravated everybody.
I'm ready for the DH now. I'm ready.
You think
you
so?
Want to see the DH? You want to see the DH in there now?
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm with Eddie on that.
I like the idea of pitchers pitching, man.
All right, here's why.
Strategy and the strategy of when to take the guy out.
I know.
I think the AL is a lot easier because of that DH rule.
Yeah, but here's why.
God bless Ron Boomberg and his memory. I love him, but
Here's why I like it, Eddie. Pitchers did not hit in college or in the minor leagues.
So make them hit there.
The major leagues and facing the best.
What position? Let me ask you a question, John. What position did you play? What position did you play in when you played in school?
Well, Eddie, I was very good at all positions.
Okay, I'm so stupid. I was at Cooperstown the other day and saw your face. I can't believe it.
And I put that picture in the men's room when I was up there. I was a pitcher and an outfielder.
You had to learn to do everything. We were kids. We had to learn to do everything.
Yes.
Something happened with baseball along the way where they started giving exceptions to pitchers. And I have a problem with that. You're a baseball player, play damn baseball.
Play the game.
Plain and simple. Play baseball. Now the only time you make an exception is that's why I don't like the pinch hitters I love because you have to think about it. It's not take this damn analytics out of my game. All right. Let the game be what it is. Take the damn analytics out of my game.
Well, I'm excited that they're going to be on the field. Hopefully, everything goes.
Hopefully,
we're going to lose a few players along the way to the virus, but hopefully that because we need it.
Well,
we need
you meant lose for the season, not God forbid lose.
Yes, lose.
Right.
For
Okay.
the season. Or lose for a few weeks.
Right.
Like lose for a few weeks. We need a distraction. Darcie, thank you so much for taking the time to join our nonsense here.
Holy cow! It's 9 o'clock already.
Yeah, it seems like 10:30 listening to you. Eddie Clark.
Hey, I made that list on purpose, John. That was
I know you did. Eddie didn't know. Eddie's all pissed. He's all riled up, which is I like. I like that.
I just want to see a little baseball. I mean, I don't mind the. I don't mind the Korean baseball, but I'd like to be able to have players I can look at that when they say something, I don't have to go, huh? What?
We got to go, guys. Eddie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you both,
late, guys. So I was
John,
late.
thank you as always, co-host, and Darcie, was good to see you.
You too. Come and
Good
visit
night, everybody. We'll
Space.
see you next week on Laughter Saves Lives live. I'm gonna go check out my Greek neighbors. Good night.
Good night.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? The trick of the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball. Play ball. Take off the caps. Time for the song.